Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Hi guys, it is 6:40 p.m. on Thursday, the 1st of November. Welcome to a new reading vlog. I really wanted this clip to be like a fun, upbeat, new reading month, and that is all exciting, but I had a really crap day at work today. Like really crap. I just got home. I was there quite late. For me, I rarely stay late, and I don't enjoy staying late. And then I came home and I had to give Winnie her flea like stuff that you put on the back of their neck. I had to do that tonight, and she never enjoys that. So I'm sure I'm gonna have a sulky cat for the rest of the night as well. But in terms of a reading update, so I haven't got hardly, okay, let's just talk about it. So I'm currently, my physical book that I'm reading is Stormglass by Maria V. Schneider. This is the first book in the, what's the trilogy called? It's like part of the overall series is called like the Chronicles of Ixia. It's connected to the study series. So you read the first 3 study books and then you read these 3, this is a trilogy, you read these 3 books. It follows a side character from the study trilogy, and then you read the final 3 study books. I believe that's correct. So I started this is the first one, and I read 200 pages last night. Like 200 pages, I was really happy with that. So I'm on page 200, haven't read any of it today. Surprise, surprise. Like I said, I've had a crazy day at work. So I read 200 pages of that. I then also, in the last vlog, I had talked about on Monday that I started the audiobook of Wool by Hugh Howey, and then I just never mentioned it again because I worked from home the last 2 days, so I just hadn't continued on with it, but I was back at actual work today, and so I am, oh, the app just crashed, so it's not letting me tell you how far through I am. Let me see if I can get it up. Come on. I don't know what it's doing. If I recall, I'm like 70-something% of the way through, like in the late 70s. If not, maybe in the, oh, hold on, I think it's back. I think it's back. I'm 78% of the way through. So, I'm definitely get that finished tomorrow. So I don't have anything going on tonight. I'm actually planning to just head out in a minute and just pick up some dinner. I really should eat at home, but I just had a really crap day and I feel like treating myself, and I know I'm not a dog and I shouldn't treat myself with food, but sometimes it just needs to be done. I also look like an actual pile of garbage. Like, what even the fuck? So hopefully I can get through a bit of this tonight. I also really can't stay late. I really don't want to get stuck staying late at work tomorrow because not only is it Friday, but I want to film, edit, and upload tomorrow night my wrap-up for October. So that's the only other thing I need to do tonight is to like get my spreadsheet of my reads of the last few books that I've read. I haven't put on there yet, but that's fine because I can still like watch BookTube and stuff while I'm doing that, so that's fine. So yeah, I think that is it. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I have a much better day at work tomorrow and I'm feeling a lot more chipper when I talk to you guys then. And it's Friday, so I'll definitely be chipper because even if tomorrow's crap, at least it'll be the weekend. So yeah, I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 6:20 p.m. on Friday the 2nd of November. I got home from work a little while ago and I just quickly filmed my October wrap-up. And I really wanted to go sit down on my bed, but I forced myself to come out here because I know if I sat down on my bed, I would end up falling asleep and I wouldn't end up editing the wrap-up, and I need to edit it so I can schedule it to upload tomorrow. So today has been, I'm feeling some mixed emotions. So today was pretty crap at work again. I feel like I'm maybe going to have to do some work this weekend, which I really don't want to, but I just feel like it's something that's maybe going to have to happen. On the upside, so I now have to go to Sydney for a meeting on Friday next week, which means that I'm able to fly back on Sunday and spend the weekend in Sydney. So I'm going to get to see my friends Emma and Tina, which I'm really excited about. So that's really great. And it's Friday today, so that's also really great as well. Even if I do maybe have to do work this weekend. So yeah, that's kind of life update, reading update. I'm still reading Stormglass by Maria B. Schneider. I haven't read anything today, surprise, but I read just under 100 pages last night, so I'm now on page 295, so I'm like almost 2/3 of the way through, so I'm hopeful that I can get this completed this weekend. I also finished today, oh, sorry, I got a really itchy nose. Spring means hay fever or allergy season. So, I finished the audiobook for Wool by Hugh Howey, and I enjoyed it. I feel like I probably should have looked up reviews and stuff before I sat down to talk to you guys, because I normally, when I finish a book, I've mentioned this before, I like to look through other people's reviews, both positive and negative, and really like think on like what I feel about the book. So I really don't know what my rating is going to be yet. Something like maybe like a 3.75 star, maybe even a 4 star. I don't know, I need to think on it. I enjoyed it. I really did. It was very, I don't know, I thought the author did, maybe it is a 4 star. The author did a really good job with it. I might try to give you guys more succinct thoughts on it tomorrow. Once I've had time to really, you know what, give me a second right now. I'm going to look at the reviews and think on my thoughts on it and come back to you guys in just a second, so give me a minute. Okay, I just had a quick look at the ratings and a few reviews and things like that, and most of the people that I am friends with on Goodreads gave this 5 stars. Like, I think I've got like 16 or something people on my Goodreads who've read this. And the majority of them gave it 5 stars, which is interesting. It's definitely not a 5-star read for me, but I did really enjoy it. I thought the author did a really great job of, I don't know, most of the reviews I read really talk about it, the serial aspect of it, because I think I mentioned, well, it would have been in the last vlog. The book was originally published in like 9 different parts as like a serial novel. And what I'm reading is just the bind up, like, omnibus of it. So I don't have any comments on that side of things because I didn't read it like that. So I'm not sure. I mean, I can probably, if I really thought about it, figure out exactly where the breaks like would have taken place for the serialized portion of it. But I personally really enjoyed it. It was predictable in some parts, but then there were other things that happened that I didn't necessarily see coming. I thought the author did a really good job of, I don't know, I thought a few of the reviews always obviously differ. There were a few reviews that said that the characters were really well fleshed out, and a few that said that the characters were extremely two-dimensional. I thought, personally, the characters were fairly well fleshed out. The character who we focus on for the most part of the story, in particular, I really enjoyed that character's voice. And like I said, I thought that the part of the story, the world of it, this dystopian world of, have I talked about what this is about? It's a dystopian novel where the world outside is completely unlivable, and that people live in like what is an underground, they call it a silo, but it's not a silo what I would think of as a silo, because it is underground, but it's like 140 levels, and that is where society lives. And the only issue kind of really that they have as a society is that the cameras that they can see the outside from get dirty and need to be cleaned. And people who don't follow what this society deems to be like correct behavior or whatever, basically, and what they don't deem to be correct behavior is basically anything that's talking about the outside world, then they can be sent to clean, which basically means that they get sent out and they end up cleaning the cameras, and then they die, essentially. So that's kind of what the book, I thought the world was really interesting, and the way that this society had been set up on the different levels of the silo and how it all worked, I thought was really interesting. And like I said, it did take some kind of turns that I didn't necessarily see coming. I thought, like I said, the main character that we followed for the most part of it, I really enjoyed that character's voice, and I really enjoyed it. I'm actually thinking a 4 star. I think it's a 4-star read for me. Yeah, I don't know, maybe a 3.75. I don't know. I'll put my final rating on the screen. I'm really I like to sit on my rating. I normally don't come up. Sometimes I finish a book and I immediately know what I'm going to rate it. But sometimes, and I feel like it's been happening to me more and more lately, I need to sit on it for a day or two before I can really come up with a rating. So that is it. It is the weekend. Weekend plans. Should we talk about that quickly? I don't think I have any. I'm going for coffee tomorrow. So the one thing I need to do, because I'm now going to Sydney next weekend, I didn't think that I'd be getting to Sydney again until next year. And I really, really need to buy a new carry-on case. And I was planning to do that around Christmas time because I didn't think I'd be going till next year, like I mentioned. But now that I'm going this weekend, I need to do that because I cannot take the case that I've used. Like, it doesn't have wheels. And the handle, it does have wheels, but it's only got the 2 wheels. It's not like the fancy like 4-wheeled ones like you get these days. And the handle on it, the like pull out handle, is short. It's too short, so that when you're like wheeling the bag, you have to like hunch over. And the last time, well, not the last time, but one of the times I went recently and I used that bag, like I literally had a sore hip afterwards from like hunching over. And with my back problems, I'm certainly not doing that. And I've just been meaning to, like, for years, get a new carry-on. So, because I'll only be taking carry-on because I'm obviously only going for the 2 nights. And staying with my friend Emma in the city. So I'm really excited about it. It may put a little bit of a spanner in the works for my upload schedule, but I'll sort something out before I go. And that does mean, so my plans, so I need to get that, and I've got coffee tomorrow. Apart from that, I don't think I've got anything else going on, although I will now have to this weekend really try to get a lot done around the house because I won't get anything done obviously the following weekend because I'll be in Sydney for the weekend. So yeah, that is it, I think, for this clip. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I do have to go to the library tomorrow, so I'll talk to you guys there probably. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 12:10 p.m. on Saturday the 3rd of November. So I was out for coffee this morning and I've been doing a bit of running around. So I came immediately home from coffee, changed the kitty litter, took out the rubbish and all the recycling, did all that stuff. I then took all of my cans, well, not all of my cans, the cans that I had in my big bag where I collect cans to take to the recycling place. So I took that there. I got $12 for my cans, which was great. And I probably have almost a full another bag worth in my house that couldn't fit in the bag. So now that I've got the empty bag, I'll be able to start filling it back up again. However, at the camp place, so I don't even know what happened. So I got to the camp place and I was wearing sunglasses, not these sunglasses, that's part of the story. I was wearing sunglasses and the camp place is like, you go into like a warehousey type thing. So I put my sunglasses up on top of my head, as you do because I couldn't see. And then I like pulled up to where you pull up and they like come and they go to open the boot where the cans are, like they just go up automatically. And I don't know what he did. I think he tried to do it, like my car automatically locks when the car is being driven and it doesn't unlock unless you manually do it until you take the key out of the engine. And he tried to open it and I don't know if he tried to do it a couple of times. I don't really know what he did, but he tried to do it before I'd obviously hit the unlock. And then I hit unlock and he was like, oh, it's not unlocked. And I'm like, it is. And then there was like 3 guys there, they couldn't get it open. So I had to get out of the car. I get out of the car and he had like, my car had gone into like, I didn't even know this was a thing. It's gone into like some kind of theft mode, I presume. I had to get back into my car, completely turn the engine off, lock, and then unlock the car for it to like unlock like the button, like the like clasp where you pull to like undo the boot or the trunk, was completely like it had closed up. So anyway, I managed to get it open. That was fine. Got back, like I couldn't even get it undone with the key. Like I had to turn off. Anyway, it was a whole thing. Get back into the car, they do the cans, whatever, give me my money. I'm like, great. Go to drive out, and I'm like pulling out of the driveway of the place, and I go to put my sunglasses back on. I'm like, where are my sunglasses? They weren't on top of my head. So I like go around the corner and I like pulled over and I got out, and because I thought, oh, did I put them down on the seat when I got out of the car? I don't remember what I did, but I don't have them. They're completely gone. I looked like on both like the seats. I like looked on the floor in case they'd like fallen on the floor. I even had a quick feel around under the seats. I don't know how that would have happened because I'd literally done barely any driving, so it's not like they could have slid off really anywhere. So I don't know. They're just completely gone. I managed to lose my sunglasses. I don't know how. So I've gone back. This is actually a really expensive pair of sunglasses that I used to wear all the time, but they have a really bad scratch on them, which is why I stopped wearing them. But
now we're back to these ones because it's so annoying because I have no idea how I lost them. I even went all the way home. I was planning to go straight from there, like to go on to do other things, but I even went home because I was like, I started to question myself. I was like, did I have my sunglasses? I was sure that I did, but I went home. They're not at home, so I definitely had them, and now I don't have them. They're gone. Anyway, so I did that. Went and took my car through the car wash because my car was filthy, and now Zoe's my car's name, is looking all nice and shiny and beautiful, which is lovely. And now I'm here in the library car park because I've got 2 books to return and I have 1 to pick up as well. So I'm going to do that. So in terms of a reading update, I brought this book with me, Storm Glass by Maria V. Schneider. I brought this with me purely so I could show it to you in this clip because I am a freaking professional. So I read about 80 pages last night, so I'm on page 376, so I've got just over 100 pages. I think I've got like about 110 pages to go in this, so I'm hoping to get this done today. My original aim, I think when I mentioned yesterday, was like, oh, I'll just get it done this weekend, but like 110 pages is doable for me to get this done today, which is really exciting. So I am enjoying this. I'm kind of waiting to see where the book finishes up, because it doesn't feel like, I don't know, we don't have a very like complete plot in this. Like, I don't feel like there's one particular thing, like goal that the characters are trying to achieve, if you know what I mean. So I'm kind of interested to see how this finishes up, if it is just very much going to be that there's no real plot to this particular book and it's going to be very like overarching. I'm not really sure, but I am enjoying it. But I'll give you my thoughts probably tomorrow once I've finished it. So that's it. Now the rest of the weekend, as I mentioned, I'm basically just planning for this afternoon to just go back home. Now I'm going to go home, and I'm really excited actually, because when I was at the shops this morning, I need to swap arms. My arm's getting really sore. When I was at the shops this afternoon, I bought, so on TV they've been advertising Pepsi Max with raspberry. Now, if you don't know, I love Pepsi Max. It's like one of my favorite drinks, and I'm really into raspberry as well, and so this is like a new thing, and they've been advertising it for a little while. I actually saw it like 2 weeks ago, and when I was at the shops last weekend, and we were gonna have that barbecue on Sunday, I actually looked for it in the shops then, because my sister is very into, like, we both really love like vanilla Coke and stuff like that, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it and buy it so that me and my sister can try it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And then when I was at the shops today, I literally was just walking past the the place where they have, like, you know, a few bottles where you can just buy individually that are cold, and I saw that they had the raspberry Pepsi Max in there, so I bought one, and I'm probably going to try that. I don't know if I'll have it with lunch or with dinner, but I'm really excited to try it. I hope that it's not disgusting. But yeah, so I'm excited about that, and yeah, I'm just going to be doing a lot around the house this afternoon. Like I said, I'm basically planning to get all my cans and stuff sorted and just really do as much tidying and cleaning and stuff today, so that I don't have to do too much tomorrow. But I do want to get like a lot done, like I mentioned yesterday, this weekend, because now I know that I'm going to be away all of next weekend, so I'm not going to get anything done. So I need to like get a lot of washing done and stuff like that, so that, because I won't get any washing done next weekend, that I'm not, you know, like I might do a load midweek if I get the chance and stuff as well, so I'm not like completely behind with stuff like that. Because my flights, so I fly out on Friday morning for work. My boss, really nicely, he loves to get the red eye, so like the 6 a.m. flight to Sydney. But for me to be at the airport in time for that flight, so I need to be at the airport by like 5:30, really by 5 o'clock. Be there by 5 a.m. and I'm like 45 minutes to an hour from the airport where I am. So in order for me to be at the airport for a flight like that, I need to be up at like 3:30 in the morning at the latest. And normally a bit earlier than that, because normally on a normal work day I can be ready in like 15-20 minutes, but when I'm going over to fly for a meeting, it just takes me a little bit longer. One, because I'm going for the weekend, so you know, you've got things to get together, and I'm much more conscious of my appearance and things because I'm meeting with clients. So it takes a little bit longer, so it's just, I hate doing it. And every time I've ever gone interstate for meetings with my boss, we've always caught the red eye, because he likes to catch the red eye. And this time he's catching the red eye, and he was like, oh, you can just meet me there later. I'll go to some other meetings in the morning and you can meet me there later, because our meeting that we're going for is not until the afternoon. So I was like, okay. So my flight is at 8:30, which I'll still have to be like up early and stuff, because I'll probably have to be at the airport by like 7:30, which means I need to leave home. Like, I'll probably book a taxi for like 6:30. Which is still early, like that's earlier than I leave on a normal work day, but it's not ridiculous, which is nice. And then I'm meeting my boss at around noon in Sydney, and then we've got our meetings and stuff, and then I'm spending the weekend with my friend Emma, staying with my friend Emma. I'm gonna get to see Emma and Tina. I'm so excited. And then I fly back at like 5 o'clock. Well, my flight is at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, and I get in to Adelaide at about 5. So I might still have a chance maybe to do like a load of washing, but I probably won't because I'll probably be exhausted. Anyway, that's a complete tangent. So yeah, just basically want to get a lot done, particularly today, so that I can relax a bit more tomorrow. May do some work later this afternoon, or I don't know how. I definitely need to at some point do some work this weekend. I don't know whether I'll manage to find time for it this afternoon or if I'm gonna have to do a bit tomorrow. I really just wanted tomorrow to be like a really chill day though, so I don't want to have to do any work tomorrow, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to fit any work in today either, with trying to get everything done around the house and stuff either, so we'll see. This has been the most rambly bullshit clip that you guys do not give two shits about. So anyway, that is it. I will talk to you guys tomorrow at some point. Hopefully by that stage I'll be able to give you my final thoughts on Stormglass, because I hopefully will have finished it by then. So yeah, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye guys.
Hi guys, it is 5:05 p.m. on Sunday the 4th of November. I've literally been awake for 5 minutes. I fell asleep. I will get into that. So yesterday, I talked to you guys in the library car park. So yesterday, I actually got quite a bit done yesterday around the house. I was pretty happy with my like progress of like getting things done. My hair looks fuzzy. I then, like last night, just watched a couple of movies and things. I got some good reading done. I then, this morning, I ended up having a bit of a late night last night. I then slept a little bit later this morning. I've been up from about 9. I was up at 9. And then I spent the morning just like relaxing a little bit. I then basically this afternoon filmed 3 videos. 3, because I'm going to have to really be on top of my filming, because I'm not going to be here next weekend, and normally I like to film on the weekend. So I may still have to film a video or 2 like during the week, like this week or next week. I haven't exactly sorted out what needs to be done. Oh, excuse me. And I did film 3 videos though. And then just literally after I filmed 3 videos, I came back into my room and I was going to go edit. I was hoping to get at least 1 edited, which I still am. Like, I'll just have to do it because I'm about to go to my parents' place for dinner. Luckily I woke up. And then I was in here and I was like, I'll watch a couple of booktube videos before I go in, and I fell asleep. It was about 3 o'clock when I came in, so I think I've only been asleep for like just under 2 hours probably. And what are you going to do? Sometimes you just need a nap. So, and like I mentioned, I'm about to go to my parents' house for dinner. So, reading update. Let me grab, ooh, shit everywhere. So, that was a great angle. Yesterday, I finished Stormglass last night by Maria V. Schneider. Yesterday, like afternoon, in fact, I finished this. So, this I enjoyed. I'm giving it a 3.5 star, I believe. So, I'm gonna have to, I can't like hold this in frame because I'm holding my camera on a really weird angle. Because the light, even though it's only 5 o'clock, the light is like very, very dim today. So I'm like trying to face my window a little bit. Anyway, so 3.5 stars. I really think that the author did a good job of, so the main character in this series is very different from the main character in the study series from Yelena. So I thought she did a really good job. I'm just going to put it down. She did a really good job with that, like, because quite often, you know, sometimes you get authors who all of their characters, like the main characters, kind of feel the same, but she did feel very, very different. Yelena is very, like, very a go-getter, kind of, and the main character in this is much more, you know, unsure of herself, has like a few self-esteem issues, is like dealing with a lot. I mean, Yelena was dealing with a lot as well, but is definitely like less confident of it as a person. So she did a good job like having like the main character herself be quite different. I enjoy this world. I enjoy like the magic and everything that's in this. I will say that the type of magic that's in this I probably didn't maybe enjoy quite as much. And it is one of those situations where like her characters are just like, and this was the same in the studies here, just like constantly getting kidnapped and stuff, and you're just like, really? And there's something that happens that and there is a love triangle type of thing a little bit going on in this. Well, like there is. However, it feels like it's kind of resolved from what I could tell, so I don't think it's going to be drawn out across the entire trilogy, which is interesting. Obviously, I'll report back when I get to other books whether it turns out that it kind of comes up again or whether it is like resolved. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. I did enjoy it. Like I said, 3.5 stars. So now I need to swap arms again. So I then, last night, started Peep Show by Lee Redhead. So I read about 80 pages of this last night, and I actually would have this finished if I didn't fall asleep, because I'm currently on page 247, and there's only like 290 pages, so I'm right at the end of this. This is a crime novel. Basically, so I thought it was about a cop or something like that who goes undercover as a stripper. She is in fact already a stripper. She calls herself a stripper. I'm just using what she says. I know some people prefer the term exotic dancer. She calls herself a stripper. She has just recently got her private detective license. She wanted to be a police officer, but she was rejected from applying, and so she's got her private detective license like 3 weeks earlier, but she's never done any work like that, and she's already a stripper. And then basically there is a man, it's really nothing to do with her, like she doesn't know him or anything, but he is found murdered, and he's involved at like a strip club, and her good friend had recently had an altercation with him, and so his family, who are like got some really dodgy connections, think that she did it, and so she manages to make a deal with them that they won't kill her friend. Like they take her friend basically like hostage while she tries to figure out, she's got like 2 weeks to figure out who did it and can like prove it to them, then they like won't kill her friend because they think that her friend did it. So that's basically what it's about. So from the very first page, like literally page 1, which I will see if I can show you. So from this bit right here, I was like, well, I can tell this is Australian. It was just, I can't even really put, well, it's just something about like the language, the way it's written. It's very, very, very Australian. In fact, I feel like that in and of itself may be off-putting to people who aren't Australian, because, I don't know, it was very like almost bogan, which I know is not a phrase everyone, but like that's how I would describe it in like the way that it's written. It's also, this isn't good. This is not a good book so far. Like I haven't quite finished it, but it ain't great. There's a lot of slut shaming, like not even on herself. Like the main character herself uses phrases like, I will, like, you know, so he doesn't think that I'm a slut, and like stuff like that all the time. And obviously it's set, there's a lot of stuff to do with stripping and stuff like that in there, and it's just, it has a lot of not great stuff in there. So there's a lot of like toxic relationship stuff, like there's some romantic elements going on, none of it is healthy. She even has a thought at one point, like these two guys are like getting into a punch up, and she literally says in the book, oh, it's a bit like erotic, like, isn't it, when two guys are like grappling over you? And I was just like, oh, like really? And then there's like there's basically like a sex scene where just after this fight's gone on, where one of them comes down and she's annoyed because of the way that this person has behaved, and she's like, no, whatever. And then he just kind of had a bit of a consent issue, because he's just like, yeah, and then she just gives in because the sexual desire between them is like so strong that, you know, she can't like not just like have sex with him, even though he is being a real dickhead. Like, he's a dickhead all the time. So there's something about it, like, I think I'm probably going to give it a 2.5 star because it's very, very readable, and like I kind of like enjoy parts of it, even though I don't think this is a good book. I already have requested the second one from the library because I will continue on with it because it's so easy to read. Like I say, I started this last night. It's just under 300 pages. Like I've all basically finished it, so it's so easy to read, and I'm interested to see like kind of where this is going to go. And like there's nothing in this that's believable. Like nothing. There's no situation or anything that happens where you're like, yeah, just the whole thing, like none of it is in any way believable. And it's very like toxic, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Like I said, I really think most people, particularly if you're not Australian, would hate this. So that's what I think so far. I said I would have this done. I'll take this with me to my parents' place. I may get it finished there. Because I'm about to go to my parents for dinner. My mum is we're having burgers. And I'm excited about it. Is that a scratch? No, it's just a crease. Because I'm still... because I literally woke up. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh, what time is it? And it was literally exactly 5 o'clock. So, anyway, I need to go now because I've been speaking for almost 10 minutes. And that is too long. So, I will talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow. I've got a bunch of audiobooks. I haven't done any work today either, which I was planning to do. And I probably will still end up doing at least like an hour when I get back. From my parents' place. So I'm going to go there now and then I'll do some work probably when I get home. So I don't think I'm going to get much done, like fun tonight because, like fun because I've got to edit. I want to edit at least one of the videos that I filmed today and do some work. But anyway, I will talk to you guys. Like I said, I'll have a lot to talk about because I will have finished this. I will have started a new book and I will have started an audiobook that I'll have to talk to you guys about as well. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is 5:33 p.m. on Tuesday, the 6th of November. I didn't end up checking in with you guys yesterday, so I've just been really busy at work, and when I came home yesterday, I left work on time, but I had to do some work when I got home, and I was trying to cram that work in before I had to leave for knitting, plus also trying to edit a video that needed to go up last night. So I was trying to do both of those things at once. I was not very successful. I managed to get the work done. I was like 15 minutes late. I left home like 15 minutes later than I normally did, and I only edited like 2 minutes of the video. So I ended up having to do that when I got home last night, which meant I was up later last night than I would like to be. Plus I had a really late night on Sunday because I couldn't sleep. And then at about midnight, just after midnight, Winnie she must have had some kind of an upset stomach. And she ended up having diarrhea, basically, and she smeared it all over the house. Basically, not all over the house, but all in the laundry, all the way up the hallway into the kitchen. And so I was cleaning that up until about 1 a.m. on Sunday night, and then work was crazy, did more work. I said then once I got home from knitting, I had to still edit that video. It's just been a crazy couple of days. So I just got home from work tonight. Things are crazy again at work. I haven't got any reading done during the day, and I don't expect that I will for probably quite some time because I think things are just going to be really crazy, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? So, because I haven't checked in with you guys though, I do have a lot of reading to talk to you guys about. So first off, starting with, I had to even have a really long think about what I even spoke to you guys about because it feels like it's been forever since I checked in, even though I've only missed like one day. So on Sunday night, I did finish Peep Show by Lee Redhead. This, I believe I've given you guys a synopsis, so I think. So basically, to put a quick little succinct synopsis, it's about a stripper who wanted to be a cop, but instead becomes a private detective because she doesn't get accepted into the police force, and is going undercover at a strip club to try solve a murder, basically. It's an Australian author. It feels very Australian. The writing is not great. None of the romantic elements are healthy in any way. It's very adult in that it's got a lot of sexual stuff in there, a lot of drug use, huge trigger warnings for drug use. It's like drugs are palooza in this thing, and all kinds of drugs like pot, cocaine, speed, just everything. Heroin, I think, is mentioned and talked about as well. Like, there's just a lot going on with drug use and lots of like sex and stripping. It's very like graphic and all that type of thing. So was very quick and easy to read. The mystery, I wasn't like that invested in. There was kind of like a little twist in it kind of towards the end, which was like good, I guess, but I just didn't really care about the mystery, but it was really quick and easy to read. So I think I will continue on with the series, at least until book 2, and kind of see whether that, because I think if the mystery intrigued me, I would enjoy it, because it is really quick and easy to read, but I do recognize as well that the writing's not great. They're not like super fantastic books, so I would give this a 2.5 star. I then also on Sunday night, sorry, I've got the books in front of me, I have to reach. I then also on Sunday night, before I went to bed, read all of Giant Days Volume 7. Loved this, as I expected. I love this series. If you don't know, this is basically a graphic novel series. It's a contemporary graphic novel series that follows 3 friends, Susan, Esther, and Daisy, as they navigate college in Britain. Basically, they live in England. I think it's England, and they go to university. I said college, but it's university. And we just basically are following their lives. I love this. I'm so invested in all 3 of these girls. I love them so much. McGraw is clearly the friggin' best character, and I adore him, and he's probably like my ultimate book boyfriend. I don't really have book boyfriends because I'm kind of too old, but McGraw, goddamn McGraw, I love him so much. So really, really enjoyed this. I give this 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. I then yesterday, so that was all my reading on Sunday night. Then yesterday, I didn't get any reading done in the day, like I mentioned. Then when I was waiting for the video, obviously once I got home from work, I was working, and then went to knitting. Then when I came home from knitting, I read a little bit while I was trying to get the video, while the video was exporting, before I could upload it to YouTube. Luckily for me, it was like a shorter video, so it didn't take like forever, because if it had been a vlog or something that I needed to get up, it would have been completely screwed. Anyway, so I started reading Love's Prey by Meg Zume X, and I DNF'd this, you guys, at 16%, so that's how much I ended up reading of it last night, and I just decided I'm not continuing with this. So this is a YA romance, basically, about a girl who... Do I remember her name? No, I remember his name. Can't remember her name. Anyway, she's 14, and she has a horrible home life. She's abused by her mother, and she is just very withdrawn, very unhappy, and is also teased a lot as a kid, and just doesn't have any friends, and is very, very unhappy. And then there's a new boy who lives near her, and basically it's about a romance forming between the 2 of them. I didn't really like anything about this book. I will say the one thing I did like is that it is, I believe that the author, I'm not sure exactly where it was, because that was one thing that did annoy me, is that it's Asian, the characters are Asian, and it's set in some kind of Asian country, it would seem, but it wasn't clear where. So I would have liked that to have been like clearly like set out kind of where we were. That would have been nice, but I will say that that's in there, and it may be Own Voices for that as well, because the author, I think, is Asian. I'm just going off the name though, so don't hold me to that. However, didn't like the writing. The writing right from the get-go, I was like, ew, I don't know that I'm going to enjoy this. And then I still could have enjoyed the story, even if the writing isn't like great, if the storyline was great, but it was just about this romance. The girl was 14 and the boy was 17, so already I had a bit of a problem with that kind of age gap. 3 years, I know, is not a big deal, but 3 years at that age, if you had asked me when I was 14, I would have said that was totally fine, but now as an adult, I'm like, I have kind of a problem with that. I also just, this girl had this like awful home life, but it just wasn't like, the portrayal of it was really clunky, and just... I don't know, I just didn't like it. It wasn't anything about this I liked, and I thought, ugh, I'm not struggling through this through the rest of the book, because from what I understand, it's just literally about the romance. There's no other plot or anything to it. It's just about her finding happiness through finding this romance, which I'm also not necessarily that into. So DNFing that, not continuing on with that. So that was last night. I then today... So yesterday I was listening to an audiobook, and I finished the audiobook today. So I've got a whole audiobook to talk to you guys about as well. So I got a lot of reading to talk to you guys about. So I finished the audiobook today for Damsel by Alana K. Arnold. Oh boy, I had really, really, really mixed things about, like mixed thoughts about this book. So it's a YA fantasy. It's set in a world, so every time the king dies, his son has to go on this quest to kill a dragon and rescue a damsel, and then that damsel becomes his wife and will eventually birth the future king, you know, blah, blah, blah. Through 90% of the book, I really, really wasn't liking it. There's the male characters, there's not a single likable male character in there, basically. The guy who, like, rescues her goes from... Of course, I ran out of memory card because that's just how my life is going right now. So as I was saying, the guy who rescues her, Emery, goes from like 0 to 100 on the arsehole scale, like real quick. There's no like slow progression. On literally 1 minute, he's rescued her and, you know, that's all like great. And then the next minute, he is putting a leash on her as like a funny joke and like walking her around with like a leash. So I thought there could have been a bit more progression from him going, like, us learning that he was, like, an asshole. Like, 1 second he was, like, not pretending, like, he was portraying himself to her as he was this, like, great hero and, you know, going to be her king and they were going to have a life together and, you know, and then the next second he's putting, like, I was just, like, it was really abrupt as far as I could tell. Or the way I saw it, it was really, really abrupt. And then there was like a lot going on in it that I didn't really like anything about it until the ending. So I will say that there's what I think is supposed to be a twist that I literally predicted just from reading the synopsis. So if you read that synopsis and you think, I think this is going to happen, that's probably what happens. That's what happened to me. I literally read the synopsis. I was like, this is where this is going to go. And that's exactly where it went. So I think it was supposed to be like a twist that you weren't supposed to see coming. It was very obvious to me. But then maybe it was supposed to be. It felt like maybe it was supposed to be a twist, but maybe the author planned for you to really go on that journey and know exactly kind of what was coming. But what comes out of that? The author goes there. So it's kind of like a play on a fairy tale. It's very dark. And I like what this ending basically, then the ending basically throws a light on kind of everything and you realize what the author is trying to say about everything that came before. My only problem with that is, though, that you have to get to the ending to kind of discover that. I think if I'd been reading this book physically, I probably would have DNF'd it. It's only because I was listening to it on audio that I can get through it so quickly. Like, I read the entire thing in 2 days that I was just, and like I read 68% of it yesterday. So today I was like, I've only got a couple of hours left. I'm just going to finish it. And then I'm glad I did that because I got that this is the thing, this is what makes me not want to ever DNF a book, because you think, oh, what if I'm missing out on that amazing ending? But I'll say that I think there'd be a lot, I don't know though, the reviews are fairly positive, I think, but then, I don't know, I feel like there'd be a lot of people who would DNF this book and never get to the end of it. And it's just, yeah, like I said, there's that ending is crazy. And I've got so many mixed opinions about this book that I want to almost do like a spoilery review and just talk about everything, but I feel like there's no point in that because I feel like nobody would watch it because reviews already don't get a lot of views and spoilery reviews get even less views, and on top of that, I feel like no one has read this book. Like, there's not very many people who have probably read this book who would watch that video, so it would be pointless, but I've got so many thoughts on this. So, off the first 90% of the book, no, 95% of the book, this would be like a 2-star. That ending, though, I'm giving this probably, I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm thinking 3 or 3.5, which is a big jump from a 2. But that ending, then, like, I'm thinking 3.5 because I really did that ending then, like I said, makes me look at everything. It doesn't change my opinion on anything because I already think like that. But then I see what the author was trying to say and what she was, like, the point of everything, like, being the way that it was. And I'm kind of into it. I don't know, that ending, man, that ending. I haven't read a book with an ending like that where you just go, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. It was good. I liked the ending. So I'm thinking like a 3.5. And then today, apart from finishing the audiobook, I haven't read anything in physical format, and I've got boxing tonight. I need to leave in like 5 minutes, so I've got to wind this up so I can get changed. I've got boxing tonight, so I might get a little bit read tonight once I get home from boxing, but I do also want to, I've got, so I filmed 3 videos this weekend, so I uploaded one of them, was the one I was doing last night. I do really want to get those other 2 videos edited and uploaded and scheduled, because, and then work out if I've got anything else that I need to find time to film before I go away for the weekend on Friday, because I've obviously only got tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night. And I've got physio tomorrow night, and then I've got Thursday clear, but I'll have to also be packing and preparing to go away on Friday morning. So yeah, I've got a lot going on. And what did I say the date was? It's the 6th. So, and I think this vlog will be ending on Thursday. So this vlog will end right before I go to Sydney. And then I'm not sure, I'll definitely start the vlog and like the vlog, but I'm not sure how much, I'd like to say that I'll have footage, like, but I don't, like in Sydney, but I don't really know. So yeah. That is it, I think, for this clip. I'm going to go now because I've got to get changed for boxing, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to start a new audiobook tomorrow, so I'll have that to talk to you guys about, and I will have started a new physical book, so I'll have stuff to talk to you guys about. I probably won't have finished anything, but yeah, so it's been a roller coaster. I've had roller coaster books, I've had DNFs. It's just been a lot going on. My life has been crazy, it feels like, but yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is... Excuse me, it is 7:35 p.m. on Wednesday the 7th of November. So it's a little bit later than I normally check in, but I literally had 10 minutes when I got home to feed the cat and get changed and go to my physio appointment. I then, on the way home from my physio appointment, picked up some dinner, and then I've just been eating and editing a video. So, reading update. I'm sorry about this crappy lighting too. I've got some little tiny bit of natural light left, but and then I've got my overhead light on as well, but it just looks really crap. I apologize. So reading update. I'm currently reading, so my physical book that I started last night is The Reversal by Michael Connolly. So this is, I think it's the second? No, it might be the third. This is the second or third book in the Mickey Haller series, but also forms part of the Harry Bosch universe overall. This one follows Mickey Haller taking on, Mickey Haller is a defense attorney, and in this book though he has become a special prosecutor on like a one-off basis to prosecute a particular crime, and it's a like old case from 24 years ago where a man was convicted and his conviction has been overturned, and they are trying to, on like a technicality, and they're trying to retry him. So that's kind of what it's about, and then Harry Bosch is like the investigator for the police, like on the case. So that's what it's about. Really enjoying it. I'm particularly enjoying it because I don't really remember how it ends. I remember some of the little details and a few like things that are going to happen throughout, but I can't really remember the exact ending, which is good. So I'm going to be surprised all over again, although I may start to figure it out like a lot quicker than I usually would because I've read it before. So I'm currently on page 149. This is 390 pages. So still got a bit to go. I kind of want to get this done by tomorrow night so that I don't have to take this to Sydney with me, just because it's like a really big chunky hardcover and it's going to be really annoying to take with me. So that is kind of my aim, but we'll see, because I have to finish editing this video. I've done the initial edit, but I've got to add in all the pictures and everything and then export it and then upload it, and then I still have another video that I'm hoping to get edited and such tonight as well. So there's that. So audiobook. I started a new audiobook today. I am currently listening to The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. So this is a young adult, like historical novel. It's basically a retelling of Frankenstein, but from the perspective of Elizabeth Lavenza, I think it is, who is basically like Dr. Frankenstein's wife in the original Frankenstein, and this is told from her point of view. I am, let me check how far of the way through I am, because I think I'm like 56, I think. Yeah, 56. I'm exactly 56% of the way through. So over halfway, hopefully I'll get that one done tomorrow. So I mean, I was about to say I'm enjoying it, but I don't know if I am. It follows the story of Frankenstein pretty closely, and I do like how, I think we've lost all that natural light now, and I should really turn the other direction. Give me a second. Is that better? No, that is worse. We're gonna go back over here. I don't know, it's all shit. So it follows the story of Frankenstein pretty well from Elizabeth's perspective. So I do like the kind of insight that we're getting at it from this other kind of angle. However, so I don't know, so because of that, I think like some of the messages that it's kind of trying to put into it, but I don't really know if I like those messages because I don't think I can fully grasp what those messages are or what the final message of what the author's trying to say is going to be until I finish the book. The thing that I don't like about this book really so far is that I really, really don't like Elizabeth as a character. I kind of hate her, if I'm being frank. And like, I don't have to like a main character in order to enjoy a book, but I just really don't like her. I think she's a terrible person. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I think my rating on this is really going to hinge on how this book finishes, like what the overall message is about it and whether I think that's well done, because it's already got a massive deficit by the fact that I just cannot relate to this main character and I don't like her at all. So yeah, but hopefully I'll have that finished tomorrow. If I can finish that and the reversal tomorrow so that I can take new like physical books with me to Sydney, I'll probably take 2 even though I'll only get to 1 with me. And then I can start new audiobooks next week because I have another 2 audiobooks after this one, I think, that have both come in. Yeah, I've got at least one, and I think that was on my TBR, and then I've got, I think another one's come in as well. So hopefully I can get to another 2 next week as well. So that is it. I'm going to go now so I can finish editing this video and get it exporting so that I can go back to reading. But yeah, that is it, I think, for this clip, and I will talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow. I've got a lot to do tomorrow so that I can go away for the weekend. So yeah, that is it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is 5:50 p.m. on Thursday, the 8th of November. Is it the 8th? Yes, 8th of November. So this is going to be the last day of this vlog, and then you'll get a separate vlog. My next vlog will start, but that'll be kicking off in Sydney because I fly to Sydney tomorrow. So if I'm being perfectly honest, all I want to do right now is just lay down and go to sleep. But I have so much I have to get done tonight because I fly out tomorrow morning. My taxi is booked for 6:30 in the morning. So I'm going to have to be up early as well. So yeah, so what am I aiming to get done tonight? So last night I got a lot of like editing and stuff done, which is really great. So I uploaded my book haul, which went live this morning, so you guys will already have seen that. I also completely edited and exported and everything my marked as to read video, so that is ready to upload. I'm going to get that uploading tonight. I would also love, I already started editing this vlog earlier in the week, but I would love to get this vlog as edited as possible as well, so that when I get back I don't have a lot of work to do to it before I can upload this vlog. And then I also just have to pack. I've also got to make a list. I always make a list when I pack. I don't generally make a list of what I need to pack for the weekend. Sometimes I do, but I always make a list of what I need to pack in the morning, of like what things I can't pack until tomorrow, and then I try to make sure that I check that list in the morning to make sure that I've got everything, because those are the things that I'm always in danger of leaving behind, is items that I use in the morning and then I forget to pack them. You know, like my phone charger or something, or my toothbrush. The main thing I normally that I really do normally forget to pack is pajamas, but hopefully not this time. So yeah, I've got to do that, and then I also just want to do a bit more tidying up of my house because my parents are going to be coming around to feed Winnie while I'm away. I'm only gone for the 2 nights. They're going to come, my mum mainly, I think, and feed her. I'm worried that she's going to feel a little bit anxious when I don't come home at night. But she's used to spending, like, I'm at work all day and she's used to spending time on her own. She just loves sitting in the front window. So mum will come in the morning and she'll put the blinds up and stuff for her so that she can sit in the window like she likes to do. And I think she'll be okay. Mum is just going to come around and spend a little bit of time with her here and there as well. And I'm only gone for 2 nights. So hopefully my little precious baby will be fine. So it's our first time away from each other. It's a big momentous occasion. So yeah, that's really it in terms of little life tidbits. So onto the reading update. So first off, I just realized I had all this planned before I was filming this clip to look at Goodreads and I forgot to do it. So anyway, so I'm still reading The Reversal by Michael Connolly. So I read a bit of this last night. I read about 100 pages last night, like overall over yesterday, and then I actually woke up though last night. I haven't been I'm being perfectly honest, I haven't been feeling well the last couple of days. I felt really, really bad this morning. Like I can almost not believe that I made it into work because this morning I felt like an absolute pile of garbage, and like when I got to work, like the first hour of work was really terrible. But I pushed through, and there's no way I could have missed it today because I had so much work to get through today because I'm not going to be in the office tomorrow at all. So that's a whole day of like, even though I'm technically working, like I'm going to be traveling, going to meeting, things like that. I'm not going to get any like work done. So I'm going to be a whole day behind when I go back to work on Monday, and things are already really stressful at work. So I feel like next week is going to be really stressful. So luckily I will be doing it after a joyous weekend with my friend Emma and getting to see my friend Tina as well. So anyway, so I woke up in the middle of the night last night is the point of my story, and I read a little bit before I fell back asleep because I wasn't feeling well. So I'm actually on page 280. So I've got just over 100 pages left in this. So my aim for tonight is to finish this and then also to read the Giant Days extra credit. So I'm hoping that if I can read the 100 pages of that, oh, I just hit the lamp, and finish this tonight, because this is the next thing I need to read after The Reversal, but I don't want to have to take this just because it seems like a waste of space to pack because I'll read this in like an hour. So I'd like to finish this before I go, is the plan. If I don't finish it, it's not a big deal. I can take it, but it just seems like a waste because I'm only taking carry-on. So space is limited. So that is the physical reading. Now, I'm going to take a quick little pause here because I finished an audiobook today and I have thoughts, but I want to like check on some Goodreads reviews. And once again, I've done this a couple of times recently, I forgot to look at reviews and like formalize my thoughts. I'm going to get back to you guys in just a couple of minutes. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm glad that I read a couple of reviews because one of the reviews that I just read put their finger on, like, it made me be like, yes, okay, that is one of the main problems that I had. And I hadn't been able to quite put my finger on what it was. And then when I read that, I was like, that is what I wasn't really, what I wasn't getting from the story. So did I even say what the book was? I finished the audiobook today for The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. So the thing that I put my finger on, and one of the things that I didn't like about this book, is that there's no real, I thought that this book, like, it's a Frankenstein retelling. I thought it was going to have a really, really gothic atmosphere, and it just didn't. That, I think, is the main, like, kind of bugbear I have with this, is that it just didn't have that really gothic, like, you know, creepy kind of atmosphere that I would have expected from this story. I also, as I mentioned yesterday, really, really didn't like the main character. She grew on me a little bit, but I still have a lot of problems with her. I will say, if you read this book, definitely read the author's note at the end, because I really did like what the author was saying, and it made me feel like kind of what I was mentioning yesterday about the messages that I thought the author was trying to put into it, and I was kind of waiting to see where she went with that. The author's note did make me realize that, yeah, that is what the author was going for. So it has a lot in there about women and women's roles and how precarious women's positions were. Like, Elizabeth, we know from the start of the story, Elizabeth is basically taken in by the Frankenstein family to be a companion to Victor, Dr. Frankenstein, who eventually becomes Dr. Frankenstein. And she feels like she has to keep Victor happy and like be his like ultimate friend all the time, because if Victor's not happy with her, then what position does she have? The family will just turn her out on the street, you know, because she's an orphan and all of those types of things. And the commentary on that I did think was really interesting. But like I said, didn't really like Elizabeth as a character, didn't have great atmosphere, but the ending. So this is one of those books where there's kind of a few things going on at the ending. It kind of has an ending and then an ending and then an ending, and it, you know, like Return of the King style. And so the very first kind of ending, I was like, okay, I like this. And then it kept going and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And then it kept going and I was like, oh, maybe I do like it. And then I was like, maybe I don't, because it just kind of kept going. And then the very ending, I really loved the ending and the way that it tied into the original story. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil anything. But that like tie-in, I was like, yes. It was like Italian chef, kiss the fingers good. Really did like that. So I'm thinking that I'm going to give this, I was thinking tossing up between a 3 and a 3.5. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with a 3.25, cut it down the middle. I say there was stuff that I liked, but there was a lot that I didn't like. Yeah, I think this has got some really positive reviews. A lot of people are finding it really dark and delicious, that type of thing. But to me, it wasn't dark enough or delicious enough. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So I think that is it for this vlog, you guys. I will see you guys in the outro, and then I will see you guys in Sydney. Bye, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this very first reading vlog for November. The reading month's got off to a pretty okay start, I would say, except for, you know, that little DNF hiccup there, but that's all right. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below how your reading month has been going. Are you guys getting a lot read? Are you reading a lot of good books, or are you DNFing books like I am? I would love to know. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye, guys.